I am here again today talking about healing and overcoming. It could be trauma, it could be an illness, whatever it is that is hindering you from experiencing peace and joy. That's the first part, because if you don't even want to acknowledge it's there, you know, you can end up running yourself into the ground. You can just end up being more and more miserable.
Just to be open enough to talk about it.
Well, for me, like when we first started, what prompted us to start the foundation was when I was suffering and I needed help, and my son as well. I started looking for therapists like you do. You don't have great insurance. So I'm looking and I couldn't find one. And I called my best friend, Tracy, because, I've been on the journey with her suffering for known each other. And we start talking. And of course, we're having a very intellectual conversation, and we're having aha moments in that conversation about why we can't find, where are the Black therapists? What is this about? And I go, well, Tracy, you know why we don't talk about it at home. If we don't talk about it at home, how do our kids know to grow up to want to even study in the field? Because you have to own it in order to heal. You have to say, hey, I do suffer from this. You can't keep running from it and trying to be strong and believing Black girl magic all the time. After a while, you're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a wall because that's just coping. That's coping. And no one is that damn strong. We have to get rid of that notion of trying to be strong, because that comes from slavery. There's a whole bunch of trauma that has been passed down generationally from slavery. No one has addressed it. And I think it's time we address it.
And I would say another reason for opening up and coming out and sharing our own story, Cheryl, is because we have to think about who's coming behind us, the children.
So you have to take responsibility, and you need to be proactive in figuring out what you need to do. After you take responsibility, you should be thinking about, how can I get help? No man is an island, so we always are going to need each other. And that's something a lot of us haven't come to terms with, that we truly should be one. And we're always going to need something. We're always going to need something from someone. We're going to try to pretend we're independent and strong and all of that. I have been past that. I'm like to the point now where, hey, I need you. I need you. I need you. Because we all are here to help each other.
How do we, some of us may not ever go to a therapist. Some of us may not ever own that we have a mental illness. But can we at least open that door for the young people that are growing up in schools who are being labeled with all kinds of different, things that may not be the case, because no one took the time to assess this child. No one asked the questions about what's happening at home or what they saw on the way to school and all of these things.
Now, you have different types of support systems around you. Not only people, not only a therapist, not only a psychologist. You have community resources. It can be literature, a book you're reading. It could be a course you're taking. But, seek support, because we're not here to do life by ourselves. We're really not, and self-care. And that's one thing we forget a lot about. And that's something we feel guilty about a lot of times. Me. It seems so negative, but I've learned over a decade ago that me, taking care of me is good. Taking care of me is what I need. Taking care of me is the best thing I can do for me. The best thing I can do for my family, because, hey, if I'm not good, what good will I be to others?